So I'm going to take time to run through a renovation with you guys here. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you the capabilities that it can produce with the construction settings, and also look into how it prints and how you can manipulate the data. So first thing that is required when you go through and build an estimation is setting your build detail settings, location settings, and technical information settings. Now, if you do get these wrong at the start, it doesn't matter. It's fine. The concept of the program is you've got to make sure you have all the data inside of the estimation first before you can start manipulating the settings to get a true indication of the construction price. This project was 169 square metres of new work, which is what we call building area. And there was also about 100 square metres, 120 square metres of existing building that we need to rectify and adjust all the way through construction. We've got options through the program to add additional features like minor excavation, provisional sums to add in any additional costings if work is outside of the normal. And then we've got additional scope of work to add some more costings there for internal thickenings, pad piers, board piers, screw piers, and, concrete suspended slab. The limitations on the program is quite endless. It's our responsibility as estimators to make sure that we build construction recipes to make sure that we have all the pricing inside of the system. So, for example, when you go into your building structure of the price library, you go into Windows, we're asking you questions that are in the grey that basically are saying, what is on this project? So inside of your base build, you will have standard windows and a sliding door, which is a typical sort of house design. But if your house has louver windows, you've got to add louver windows in. If you've got awning windows, you've got to add awning windows in. If you've got an external double glazed door, we've got to add it in. Now, part of the features of the program is you will see these blue boxes that I've just highlighted. That's actually telling you what the total recipe construction cost is for that particular item. Now, you might look at the costing and go, that's way too much money, but just remember that includes all the structural work, all the labour, and any contingency required to basically make this project happen. You can go down into the laundry and you can add in additional features to the kitchen as well. We will always tell you what's included in the standard, and then you need to add in the additional items that are required for the job. You will notice as I expand out on here, there is actually no box for you to enter in the linear meters. This little white box up over here is actually your total calculator that tells you how much you've added into the project. What we're trying to say is you can look at the linear meters of the stone bench tops and say there's approximately 10 meters there, 3 meters there, 5 meters over there, so let's add in 18 meters. As you hit 8, that adds in another item to the project. This also does renovations as well, and I think this is what everyone is looking for. Majority of work that does happen out there in the construction industry is renovations. For example, when you go down into our bedroom, we're going to ask you to go to Renovate Start, and then we're going to break down into the full costings of a renovation. So we're going to remove and replace electrical. That means getting rid of the lighting, getting rid of the wiring, and replacing with new. What we're trying to do is we're trying to break it down into elements to be able to estimate your project. You can go external and start to add in external costings. So if you want to do landscaping, there is a full option to put in a landscaping package. If you want to do a swimming pool, the option is to do swimming pool. And then if you go to the right-hand side of your program, you've got additional construction costings that I just collapsed and expanded. From here, you can actually see what you've added into the program. So you've got all the items that you've added in for the kitchen, and then all the items that you've added in for the laundry. Next step is to finalise our construction price. Now, the program may spit out a price at the start that you might not like, but it's actually quite simple for you guys to manipulate the system. So what I want you to do is I want you to change the specification. I want you to change the complexity. I want you to refresh your construction price with the blue button, and then you'll see the price go down or up based on whatever your settings say. If you're using standard material, low-level specification, you are going to get charged a higher rate, and then just put in a normal complexity and normal markup. You revise your price and the price will go down. If you're in a meeting with a client and they feel like they want to spend a little bit more money, that's good, that's great. You can go into your estimation, change the specification to medium, and then the construction price will go up. Same rules apply if you want to go to high. I believe that you can be in a meeting with your client, and then you can go down into the kitchen if we've exceeded the budget, and you can say, well, how about we take some items outside of the kitchen and let's change this estimate in real time. So let's get rid of all the additional pot drawers. Let's get rid of the bin drawer. Let's get rid of the feature splashback. We refresh our construction price and the price goes down. That's the concept of the program. I'm not going to go into the PDF editor, and I'm not going to go into printing. That's a simple breakdown of what we're up to.